We got Vic here on the right, Shadowban.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Victor Von Klaus, your snowboard expert from Curated.com. Today, we are at wonderful Powder Mountain, trying out some snowboards. Just hopped on the ride Shadowban in a 154. And just so you're aware, none of the brands here have endorsed us or telling us what to say. This is just my direct scoop from me to you after riding this out on the hill. They call it definitely like more of a park all mountain board. It's certainly just kind of like your really rad resort board, if in any sense. That's mostly what I got from how Ride claimed it. I love the way that it just has that aggressive pop and feel, even with something a little softer. So you kind of get the best of both worlds that feels like you can jib around on it, but also if you need that really punchy response from how camber responds on snow, this definitely provided that. I've helped well over 1,000 people and I can't wait to help more, so don't forget, if you need help finding something like this or any board in general, just go ahead and hit me up and get your journey ready to roll. At speed, this thing was an absolute blast. Again, it's probably due to most of my experience with traditional camber throughout my snowboarding evolution career, however you want to put it. But that traditional camber, it definitely helped like feel when, I was picking up the speed pretty heavily, that the edge wanted to hold true, whether I was digging in toe side or heel side, or even at certain sections where you would just flat it out to kind of get the maximum speed out of your line. It never really felt like it was unstable underfoot. If I had to put it on a 10 scale, I would say it held up around like about a 7, just about all over the mountain.
And jumps and stability on landings?
Well, that's gonna depend on snow conditions. If the editor sees this, there's a spot where I tomahawked hard on this board, but I think it was because I sunk into some hot pow. But all that being said, there was definitely plenty of just quick little side hits and transitions that you could find. And I felt that, even when I was popping as hard as I could off of some to clear like doubles and whatnot, it responded every last bit of what I wanted from, especially I can accredit that to that traditional camber profile. For me, if I were to ride this in powder, which it's very feasible to do so, the nose definitely has a little bit more for you. I think it's gonna be a little rough. Probably wouldn't be the first preference. I would look into kind of like the Pig series from Ride if that's more your forte. Perhaps on a better snow condition day, I would say this would be great. If it's uneven terrain and you're kind of going through and it's a little choppy and some ice here and there, I probably wouldn't recommend going for it. If you like park riding, and you definitely hit like, a plethora of features, whether it's rails or like hips, you would probably have a blast with this. Or even like your rad dads, you're kind of just cruising around and just hitting groomers. The camber is really gonna hold you tried and true, and especially with that softer flex. If anything, I would say, if you're riding big mountain terrain, for sure stay away from this. This is not gonna be the board for you. Your general resort rider, or again, like I mentioned, if you're lapping park, you'll certainly have a lot of fun on this guy. Well, as I've mentioned time and time again, all boards are different, just like us as riders, so we definitely gotta make it a point to get the right gear for the right mission. So go ahead and hit me up whenever you want. I'm super down to hear from you. And as well as any of the other experts here on the platform, we're eager to hear you and hear what your thoughts are. So, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Come on over to Curated.com, check out what we've got, talk with us experts, and we'll get you set up to have the best ride of your life.